It's time, everyone. March is here, meaning, drumroll, St. Patrick's Day is right at your heels. Like, literally, like, come on. It's right there. It's asking you to hurry up. Maybe you've got your home decorated and you're ready in that manner, but what about you? I mean, like, physically, are you ready? Do you have your decorations for you? Whether you celebrate or not, I've got this great item you can make very easily, and the best part is I've got the free pattern just for you, and you'll find it in the description box down below, and that way you can follow along. So let's go. Hello and welcome to Amparo Wonderland. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. It's really nice to see you again. Today we are going to be making this cute bracelet, and it is perfect for St. Patrick's Day, and it is a very easy and beginner friendly pattern, and honestly, you can't get any better than that. So make sure that you grab your pattern in the description box down below, and let's get this started. Here we've got our materials that we need for today. We've got our orange color, which one is specifically called Desert Glaze, and it is from I Love This Yarn, and it is a very easy yarn to work with when you are a beginner or whether you're an expert. This is a great yarn to work with, it really is. It's an acrylic yarn. Then we've also got our white yarn, which is also from I Love This Yarn. Super soft, super savings. And our last color is our green. This one is specifically from Yarn Bee, and it's literally called green. Very easy to use as well. Awesome yarn. Not my favorite, but it's a nice one. The other materials that we've got here are obviously our scissors and a darning needle, a stitch marker just in case, and we've got two different sized hooks. We're going to start off with this 3.75mm hook, and we're gonna finish off with the Shamrock with this size, this 2.35mm hook. We're gonna finish it up with our Shamrock. And so, let's get this started, why don't we, huh? We're gonna start off with our orange colored yarn. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the rest of my yarn out of my working space. You wanna make sure your working space is clear of any obstructions. Let's keep our stitch marker close by and our scissors kind of close as well. Okay, here we go. Desert Glaze. So we're gonna start off with the bracelet part, and the way we start is by grabbing our orange colored yarn. We start off by making a slip knot. You make your slip knot however you know, and we are going to do a foundation chain. A foundation chain is when you are working up a stitch into the chain while you're working up your chain. I know this sounds a little confusing, but normally you do chains, right, to start your project. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you need. But what we're gonna do on this one is that instead of doing chains by itself, we're gonna work the stitch that we're working with right into it. It's very easy, I promise. This is going to be a perfect skill that you can add on under your belt. What we're gonna do is that we're going to do a foundation chain of half double crochets. Let me show you how that works out. We've got our slip knot on our hook already, and we're going to chain 2. Just regular chains. Chain 1 and chain 2. And we're gonna work into this stitch here, which is the second stitch from the hook. So let me grab my darning needle to show you a little better. This is our first stitch here, and this is the second stitch, which is our first chain that we made. We're gonna work into that chain. Before we work into that chain, we're going to yarn over, and we're gonna go into the chain, and you wanna make sure that you have these two, you work it through with these two in the top, and then the bottom it looks like one hoop. So you got 2 legs at the top, 1 at the bottom. You're gonna yarn over and pull through and pull up that loop. Here we go. Now you yarn over. You've got 3 loops on your hook right now. You're gonna yarn over and pull through one of those loops, not all of them, just one. Okay, we've got 3 loops now. So we're gonna yarn over one more time and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so this next part is going to be a little tiny bit difficult, but it's not too hard, I promise. So you see how it looks like there's 3 braids here, right? 3 little knots. We're gonna go into this loop here. So between these 3 knots and this big loop, we're gonna go right in that space, and we're gonna take the 2 loops that are right here. But before we go in there, we're going to yarn over and go right in there. Gonna go right into that space. You yarn over and pull up your loop. You've got 3 loops. We're gonna yarn over and pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops again. And we've got another one. So that's 2 foundation chains now that we've got. We're gonna work up 10 of them. Okay, we've got 2 foundation chains, and we're gonna do 8 more. We're gonna do 10 of them. So you yarn over, and you're gonna go into this space here. Okay, so go in there and pick up the 2 loops. Make sure they're right there, right above. Okay, so it's gonna look like you've got 4 loops on your hook. You yarn over and pull up that loop. Okay, you got 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And now you've got 3 foundation chains. And these are half double crochet chains, don't forget. All right, let's go ahead and take care of another one. So you yarn over, and you're gonna go into this space right up here. It gets easier because now you can tell where the chains are. As you can see, you've got that regular, 2V, like that V shape thing going on. That's where you're working into. Okay, so you yarn over, go into that space, yarn over and pull up your loop. You got your 3 loops. You yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through all 3. And now you've got your other foundation chain. So you got 1. It's easier to look from above. For me, you can look from below too. You can do 1, 2, 3, and 4 foundation chains. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 foundation chains. Let's go ahead and do another one. We're gonna work into this stitch right up here. Okay, right in between here, where the 2 loops are, where the stitch is. Right in there. Okay, so yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over and pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, and you got your 5th foundation chain. Yay! Go ahead and do 5 more, and then before you finish your 5th stitch, I want you to come back here so I can show you how to change colors. And we're gonna change color with the white. Okay, so I'll see you there. Okay, here we are with our 10 foundation chains. I did not finish my last foundation, so that way you can see how to change the color. We're gonna move our orange colored yarn aside and grab our white color. When you connect the white yarn, you want to leave a long strand so that way you can weave it in at the end. And here's an easy way to finish up your chain by changing colors. So you grab your end and you're gonna put it on the hook, and you're literally finishing that stitch with the new color, just like so. And then you just pull on these a little bit so that way you can tighten them up a little bit. now we can keep going and just do the same process. We're gonna do 10 foundation chains of the color white. To get the orange out of the way, you wanna snip it. Again, leave a long length or long enough length that you can weave in at the end. Get those ends out of the way. And we're going to grab our working yarn of the new color. And we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into that stitch there, which is our last foundation chain that we've been working on. So you can see the two legs right there. So we're gonna do what we've been doing. We're gonna yarn over. And you're gonna work into that last stitch like so. And you're gonna have 2 orange and 2 white on your hook. Yarn over and go through the 2 orange, which is your foundation. We're gonna yarn over and pull through 1. We've got 3 loops left. You yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And you can tighten that up a little bit so that way it doesn't escape and there's no large gap. So you got your first foundation chain in white, and we're gonna do 10 of them. And we're gonna do exactly what we've been doing, the same exact thing. Work into this chain here, right in their space, right there. Yarn over, go into that stitch. You got 4 loops on there. You yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops that are on your hook there. And you got 3. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, like so. Now you got 2 half double crochet stitches there with the white. We're gonna do 1 more so I can show you. So go through that space there. It looks just like a regular stitch right at the top. Might be a little difficult to see on the camera since it's white. Yarn over, work into that stitch, exactly what you've been doing already. Yarn over and pull up your loop. Yarn over and pull through 1. And yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now we've got 3 half double crochets. Okay? So keep going, keep doing that pattern, and you're gonna do 7 more. And when you get to the end of the last one, I'm gonna show you what happens if by any chance you forget to end your stitch with the new color. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of the 10th white colored stitch. Here we are. I pretended that I forgot to change my color before I finished my stitch. What we're gonna do is not panic. That is rule number 1, do not panic. There's always a way. What we're gonna do is that there are 3 loops here where your working yarn is worked through. Just put your hook right in there. Follow along with that working yarn and go in through those 3 loops. Okay? You're gonna grab your new colored yarn, which in this case is green. Leave a good enough length. And we're gonna work that yarn through those 3 loops. So go all the way, 1, 2, 3, bam. Got it. So that ends the stitch there. Before you pull the white out, we want to work up 1 foundation chain with this new color just to make sure that it's all chained up together and it doesn't come undone while you're working on it. Okay, so before you do that, we're gonna look for our space, which is right over here. Right here. This is the stitch right here. It helps to look above. So you got your 2 legs here, which create the stitch. So that means this is the space that you're gonna be working into, right in there. Okay. So grab your new color, you yarn over. You go into that space there. Okay, make sure you got your 2 legs on there. So you got 2 legs of white, 2 legs of green. You want to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 1. Yarn over and pull through the last 3. Okay, so you got your first foundation chain, your first half double crochet foundation chain, and now you can pull out the white very easily, gently, just pull it out. Don't worry, you're safe, you're good, and you're good. You changed your color flawlessly. You can go ahead and give it a little tug just to make sure that everything is tight in there. And now you can cut your white yarn so it can be easier and get it out of the way. And we're going to continue our foundation chain with our new color of green. If you can't tell, we're making the Irish flag colors. That's why we're using these colors. Oh, and also don't forget, the free pattern is in the description box down below, just in case you want to see a written style of it. So let's go ahead and continue this bracelet. We're almost done. We're going to do another 10 foundation chains with this green color. We've already got one, so we need 9 more. We're going to do the same exact process. We're going to work into that space. Let's look from above here. And you see here, we've got these 2 legs. This is a stitch here right there. You see, we got 2 legs right there. So this is the space you're working into. You want to yarn over, go into that space with the 2 legs on top of your hook. So you got 4 legs into your stitch. That's what it looks like. You yarn over and pull through 2, those first 2. You're gonna yarn over and pull through this first loop. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And you got another foundation chain. Now you've got 2. We're gonna work up 1 more. I'll go show you the 3rd one. So again, work into the space here, which is the top here, what it looks like. Okay. So yarn over, work into that stitch there, yarn over and pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. And you've got 3 half double crochet stitches now. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 right there. Go ahead and continue, do 7 more of these, and I'll see you at the end. And there's no more changing of colors. What we're gonna do next is, well, go ahead and finish your stitches and then we'll see. I'll see you there. Okay, so we finished up our bracelet part here. We've got 10 foundation chains of half double crochets of orange, 10 of white, and 10 of green. So that means you should have 30 half double crochets in total. All right, so make sure you count it up, make sure that you're good. Just so you know, you can do less depending on the size that you're looking for. You'll just have to play around so that way you can have an even amount of the colors, since the Irish flag is pretty even in color, you know, if you look at it. Yeah, okay. You take it, you get it. All right, so since we finished here, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna fasten off our bracelet, and that means finish off your bracelet. We're gonna leave a little bit longer of this color green because we're gonna use it to sew up our bracelet and make it into, you know, an actual bracelet and make it a circle. So go ahead and snip that up right there. If you want an exact amount, it doesn't have to be this long, honestly. It could be shorter if you want. I'll measure it up for you if you're curious. The length of this, like I said, it doesn't have to be this long. I just like to make it long to be on the safe side. This is about 15 inches long. Like I said, doesn't have to be that long. Whatever makes you comfortable. Whatever you think is gonna be enough to close up your bracelet. And to fasten off is that you literally just pull that out. Pull that last one that you worked on right through there. And you're good. There you go. It is not going to unravel on you, so don't worry about that. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to weave in our ends. Yes, I know. That's my least favorite part too. Weave in your ends. The orange, weave into the orange. Make sure you do the back of it, of your bracelet. So if this is the back of your bracelet, you're going to weave in your ends in the back there. So weave in the orange together in the orange, the white in the whites, and then the shorter green into the green. Leave this long green one alone. Do not weave that one in yet. Okay, so go ahead and grab your darning needle. I'll show you really quick how I weave in this end, just in case you're curious of what you can do. And I literally just look at it, you know, and just pick a spot. It's not that hard. You just go right in there. You just weave in there the pieces. I like to weave through the yarn itself, so that way it can kind of tighten the spot more instead of going underneath the stitch. You can do both. You can switch it up. You can go through the yarn, through the threads, and just keep going, just like that. And just go until you have like no more to go, and then you snip it. So I'll show you really quick how that looks, just in case you're like a completely beginner and you're just like, what the heck is weaving in your ends? I keep hearing this term and I don't understand what it means and nobody shows me. And so I'm gonna show you so that way you're not lost, because I know how it feels to be lost. It's not fun. You literally just keep doing this. Just go through whatever stitch you find. Just make sure you don't go through all the way through the front part, because then it'll be shown. You want to stick to this loop here, for example. You won't be able to see it through the front part of your bracelet. It's just like the very edge loop. Okay, so just keep doing that all the way. If you have a longer thread, it's even better, because then you can secure it even better. And you just keep going. Some people like to go back and forth like this. Just go like this and then go back. Some people like to create a knot. It's whatever you prefer, whatever you think will hold your end and, you know, won't show. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. And what I'm gonna do is that I like to pull it a little bit like so. And I'm gonna take my scissors, and you're just gonna go right at the edge there. Just make sure you don't grab the bracelet part. And you just snip. And you're done. And that's it. You weaved in your end. You're gonna do the same thing with this other orange one, and the white one, and the other white one, and the shorter green one. Long green one, remember, leave it alone. Do not touch this one. Okay, so go ahead and weave in the rest of your ends, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, sorry, that was lame. I'll see you there. Before I finish up weaving in my ends, I wanted to bring up to your attention that not everybody's gonna have a darning needle. It is essential to have it. It really does help a lot with a lot of projects. But do not worry. You can literally use the hook that you're working on, but if you have a smaller one, that works even better. Let me show you what you can do if for any reason you do not have a darning needle to weave in your ends. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna grab your hook. You can grab the smaller one or the one you've been working on. And you just go into the top of the loops here, exactly like I was showing with the darning needle. And you just grab your yarn like so and just pull it through, just like that. It's gonna take a little longer, but that's okay. You get the same outcome. So go into the thread there and just pull the yarn through, just like so. And you just keep going until you finish weaving in all your ends. I know it can be time consuming, but at the end you will feel so accomplished and you will feel so good, because you're gonna be like, yay, I finally finished. Okay, so go ahead and take care of that, and don't worry, there's always a solution. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'll see you at the end. Alright, I went ahead and weaved in all of my ends here. As you can probably tell where they are. I just literally went back and forth over here for the orange and the white and the green. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna fold our bracelet in half like this. Okay, And we're gonna mend the ends together with the green end that you have left. Go ahead and grab your darning needle or your hook. Like I said, you can use your hook too to help you through this. And what we're gonna do is that grab your green and orange like so, align it together so that way it can be even, and just go. You're gonna go through the orange and up through the green. But as you can see, this is the end part of your stitch. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna work in the other side first. We're gonna go into this side here, and we're gonna go through into the green and just pull the thread through all the way. And you just align it as you wish, like so. And we're gonna do that again. Go in there through the orange and go all the way across into the green and just pull the thread through. Make sure your needle is not going through the middle, because then you're gonna create a knot. We're gonna do that at the end. Just like so. And go into the part where you're gonna go first, like this, and go through into the green, like that. Dun da da! And you want to do that one more time. You're gonna do this as many times as you want, honestly, until it is secure. And you're just gonna go back and forth through the orange, through the green, through the orange, through the green. To finish off, you're gonna go into the stitch here over here, whichever space you can find. You're gonna go pull your thread through, and before you finish it, you're gonna grab your needle and go through the middle. We're making a knot so that way it can stay in place, like that. And do that one more time. Go as close to the same stitch that you were just at, and do the same thing. Pull that loop and go in through that loop and tighten it. Okay? And then if you want, you can weave in your end. And if you're lazy like me, you can just cut the end as close to the edge as you can, like so. And then you're done with the circle part, and you can turn it inside out like that. And now you've got your right side out. Okay, now that we've got our bracelet part done, we're gonna go ahead and do the shamrock section. To make our shamrock, instead of starting off with a slip knot, we're gonna start off with our magic ring. And we're going to work with our smaller hook of 2.35. I hope you can see that. Sorry if it's blurry. The 2.35 millimeter hook. And let's go ahead and work our magic ring. Just like so. We're going to chain 3, 2, 3, do a triple crochet, like so. Do a half double crochet, like so. Do another triple, oops, and working right into that ring, all into that magic ring. And we're going to finish off the first leaf by chaining 3, 2, 3, and we're doing a slip knot into the circle, like so. And I like to tighten my stitches here to make sure that the leaves are shaping up correctly. Okay, so we got one leaf. We're gonna do that same pattern 3 more times. I'm gonna speed through it, and like I said, you can find the free pattern in the description box down below. Okay, I've got my 4 leaves here, and to shape it up, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna grab the little short end to close up your magic ring, and you're gonna just tighten up as much as you can. Just make sure you don't snap it off, but tighten up that. And we're going to go ahead to finish off just chain 1 and fasten off. Leave a long enough length because we're going to use that to sew it up onto our bracelet. And what I like to do to make sure that everything is really tight in there, your magic ring does tend to open up as it's being worked on. So what you want to do is grab your short end, which is the end that you pulled to close up the magic ring. And we're going to weave in the end through the circle, like the end, like the inside of it here where the stitches are. And just go in there and weave in that end. And what this does is that it tightens that circle even more. You're just going to go all the way around like so until you feel like it really is tight enough and that it won't open up while you're working with it. Once you're satisfied and you feel like the circle is tight enough, you want to shape up the leaves to make sure that, you know, they're not too scrunched up. And to really solidify and make sure that it's secure, what I like to do is that I take my 2 ends that I have and I tie a knot. Just a regular knot. Just tighten it up. I like to double knot it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I like to make sure that it does stay secure. So go ahead and create your 2 knots. And now your shamrock is ready to attach to your bracelet. So bring over your bracelet and you can literally attach it like this or like this. I like to attach it like that. I think it looks nicer. And you're going to you can take both threads if it would be easier. And just take both ends and put them into your darning needle. Like I said before, you can use your hook if you do not have a darning needle. So that's why I say this is perfect for beginners, because not everybody's gonna have a darning needle. So go ahead and grab your pieces in there. I like to align it to make sure that it's easy. And you're gonna go into the center of the bracelet. So the center looks like it's over here. You can fold it up to make sure that it is centered. And you just go right in the middle in there, like so. And this is on the outside of the bracelet, the right side. And just pull the threads through. Just pull it through. If it gets stuck, just use your fingers, like so. Okay. And I like to leave the short end alone. You can continue threading with it if you want, but I'm just gonna use the long one just to make things a little less complicated for me. And we're gonna go in and back type of situation. So I'm gonna go right over here and I'm gonna try and go through the center and just pull it through, just like so. And then I'm gonna go through the end over here. You wanna go as close as you want to the center, but obviously off centered, because if not, you're gonna remove what you just did. And just go through the back. Try to go as close as you can to the center, just so you don't have too much green in there, even though you can't really see it too much once it's on you. But just keep going back and forth. I like to go into the center as close as I can, like that. And just go as many times as you can, or as many times as you feel comfortable with the fact that your shamrock is secure. So I am done. I am happy with how it is. I'm gonna go ahead and make a knot with the short one, like that. And I'm gonna double knot it just to make sure that it's really good in there. And you just go ahead and snap the edge of it. Just make sure you don't catch the bracelet. Go as close to the edge as you can. And then you're done. And you made your shamrock and your St. Patrick's Day bracelet. You can just slip it right on there. Like I said, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. That's the beauty of this pattern. You just extend the foundation chain however you wish, or minimize it. I will measure my wrist really quick. So my wrist, just so you can have an idea, my wrist is about 6.5 inches. Okay, so my wrist is about 6.5 inches, and this fits a little bit on the wider side. So if you want it tighter, you just minus 2 stitches of each color or 1 stitch of each color. You know, you just play around with it. Have fun. That's the beauty of it. And that's it. So now you can do this and decorate yourself for St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you're going to try it, if not, or if you have other ideas, or if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll respond to you. Okay? So thanks again for showing up, and I will see you again in the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Happy crocheting. Bye.